good morning and welcome to Yoga with Maria. Hope you're all well on this Saturday morning. So just to check that you've got a clear enough space as is physically possible in whatever space you are working in this morning. Also, if you've got any injuries, just to be really mindful of those injuries. So listen to your body, pull back if you need to, just sit down on your floor, your mat, your carpet, whatever you're working on. Just come into a stillness if you need to. You can always contact me at the end of the session and we can discuss your injuries in a little bit more detail, and perhaps I can give you some alternatives that help you with your practice and your recovery. In the meantime, let's find ourselves in a comfortable seated position. You don't have to have your legs crossed. You can have them out in front of you. You can lean against a wall, whatever works for you. But in your comfortable position, close your eyes. And let's just bring our focus into our breathing. We'll breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And I'm going to encourage you through your practice this morning to continue nasal breathing. So just to notice if at any point you're breathing through your mouth, just see if you can bring that focus back into nasal breathing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And just seeing if you can make or keep your breath nice and light, nice and easy. In through the nose and out through the nose. And let's just do a quick body scan this morning just to check in with ourselves. So just notice as we're going through the body if there's anything in particular that might be a bit achy, a bit sore, a bit stiff. Just give it an extra bit of attention as we're clocking through. So just take that breath and awareness into the tips of your toes, into the soles of your feet, your heels, your ankles. Take that breath and awareness into your legs, your shins and calves. Into your knees, the backs of your knees, your kneecaps. Trace that awareness and breath into your thighs, your hips, your glutes, the bum muscles. Take that breath and awareness into your lower back, your lower belly, through and into the middle of your belly, round to the back. Take that breath and awareness into the top of your back, and then round into your chest. Your shoulders. Trace that breath and awareness down your arms, into your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, fingers, thumbs. And trace your breath and awareness back up your arms into your throat, the back of your neck, the base of your skull, the back of your head. Trace that awareness and breath round into the front, your forehead, your eyes, your nose, mouth, your lips, tongue, your jaw, into your chin, round and up through your temples, into the top of your head and out. Keeping your eyes closed. Let's inhale, take the arms up towards the ceiling. Bring the palms together. Exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And again, inhale the arms up. Bring the palms together. Exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And one more time. Inhaling the arms up. Palms together. And let them rest at your heart center. And we'll begin our class on an Om. You can join in with the mantra or just listen. Inhaling through the nose. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Enjoy your practice this morning. Be kind to yourselves. If you feel the need to stop, if you get lightheaded at any point, just listen to your body. Just sit back and relax. Or if you feel the kind of the urge, the need to want to take a pose a little bit further, I'll be giving you some alternatives, so you can always take it to the next level if you want to. But let's begin this morning with just putting a bit more focus into that breath. So I'm going to kind of keep going on about the breath throughout the whole session, kind of keeping that breath nice and light and nice and easy. So if you want, you can keep your eyes closed, you can put your hands on your lower belly. And what we're trying to imagine is that the breath is coming down the throat, past the chest, and really into those lower parts of the lungs, through into the belly, really sort of deep down. So just spend a few moments inhaling through the nose and out through the nose, seeing how light and how subtle, how quiet you can make your breath. Relax the shoulders. Keep the neck nice and long, the throat nice and open. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. How quiet can you make it? In through the nose and out through the nose. Can you feel your belly expanding slightly into your hands? Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Keeping it nice and light, nice and easy. Great. And just keep that sort of sensation with you throughout your practice. And just notice at any point, oh, maybe I can make my breath a little bit lighter during this pose, during this balance. And always bringing back to the nasal breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. If you've got your eyes closed, you can open them. Let's just take a bit of movement into the body to get ourselves warmed up. So let's inhale, take the chest forward slightly, and then exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, bringing that chest forward, and then exhale, chin towards the chest. And you can take your own time with this, using your own rhythm, your own breath. Great, and then let's just bring that to a stillness. Let's take this into a nice side stretch. It doesn't really matter which side you go to. Just reaching over to one side. Try to keep both your bum cheeks on the floor. Take your gaze up towards that forearm. Try and create a nice gap between your ear and the shoulder. Breathing into that side, into that rib cage. Great, and then let's just take that stretch over to the other side. So again, trying to keep both bum cheeks on the floor, creating that space between your shoulder and your ear. Taking the gaze towards the forearm, breathing into that rib cage. Great, and then let's just bring that stretch just forward. So again, you're just kind of creeping your fingertips out in front and just giving yourself a little stretch forward, trying to keep your bum cheeks on the floor. So just kind of creeping those hands forward and having a nice forward stretch. And then bringing the hands back. We're going to bring ourselves into a squat position. So with your squat, you're trying to keep your legs nice and wide. We're trying to achieve getting the heels on the floor. Now, you may never have done a squat before and you might be thinking, there is no way my heels are going down there. Not a problem. So I recommend, if you've got a mat, you can roll the edge of your mat up. If you've got a jumper or a blanket or anything that's nearby, you can use that. What you're trying to do is just kind of give a bit of support to the back of the feet so your heels have got something to rest on. We're going to press our elbows on the inside of those legs to kind of encourage them to open up. We're going to engage the glutes, the bum muscles, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck. If this is starting to pinch or is really uncomfortable, just come back into seated position and then maybe have another go. And we're just going to hold this squat just for a moment. I want you to imagine that you're being kind of zipped up. So you're engaging the glutes, the bum muscles. You're going to try to activate your pelvic floor muscles. You're squeezing your pelvic floor. You're lengthening in the spine, lengthening in the neck. Keeping the shoulders down, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then we're just going to take I'll do it with you. No, I'll mirror you. So let's take our right hand towards towards our left foot. I'll get there this morning. And then you're going to extend your left hand up towards the ceiling. So we're reaching up and then bringing it down back towards the heart center. We're extending that arm up and bringing it down. Left and right are not my friend this morning. Great. Just opening up that chest, opening up that back. And then we can change over to the other side. So taking the left hand on the right ankle, and we're going to extend the right arm up and back. And if you've done it on the other arm first, it's really not a problem. So again, just extending that arm, taking that gaze towards the fingertips. Nice. And then from here, you can just enjoy opening and extending, lengthening that back in your squat. Or if you want, you can walk out into a plank. So just walking the hands out, holding a plank just for a few moments, squeezing your glutes, walking yourself back into your squat, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, and then walking back out into a plank. And if you want to bring your knees down in that plank, you can do, walking yourself back. Just being really mindful of your knees, engaging those tummy muscles, engaging the glutes, lengthening that spine as you come back. So kind of really taking your time. You don't have to rush to get out into that plank. And you can hold that plank for a moment if you like. Take the weight over the wrists slightly before you walk yourself back. Or even if you're just holding that squat, just enjoying those hips opening up. Again, bringing that focus back onto the breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then wherever you are, let's walk ourselves into a tabletop position. So bringing your wrists below your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, spreading the fingers, pressing the tops of the feet onto the floor. You're going to inhale, take your gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. And you can just, again, take your own rhythm with this, your own breath. And you can stay doing just kind of your cat-cows up and down, or you can free it up with a little crazy disco cat. So you can just really just explore, sit back on your heels, swim through your arms, take a little look at your tailbone, just generally have a good time. And just kind of getting into your back, have a little play around with the space. Maybe you want to hold a particular position for a moment because it feels like a good stretch. And then just bringing that back to a nice neutral position, a nice stillness. We're going to extend the right arm out, lengthen, and then take an opposition with the left leg. So you're lengthening and reaching. We're not reaching up, but we're sort of imagining we're being pulled at the fingertip and the toe. Great, drawing that belly in towards the spine. And then releasing, nice. And taking the opposite way, left arm forward, right leg back. Again, just be mindful if you're kind of trying to reach up. We're not reaching up, we're lengthening. It's like one long line. Great. Being pulled at the fingertip, pulled just slightly at the toes. Keep breathing. And release. Let's tuck the toes, bring ourselves back into a nice rag doll, which is your feet hip width distance, your knees nice and bent, your head floppy. Nice and heavy, just give it a little nod, give it a little shake. You can keep the arms nice and heavy and long, or you can reach around, give yourself a little hug. If that feels nice. Maybe you just want to do a few twists from side to side, but just keep that head heavy, keep giving a little nod. Just let that neck be nice and free. And then if you're hugging yourself, just release those hands. We're going to bring ourselves to standing up through our spine. So bend the knees. Bring yourself up through your spine like it's being stacked, vertebra by vertebra. And then let your head be the last thing to come on top. Great. And then let's just walk ourselves to the front of our mat, or make sure you've got enough space behind you. So just paddling through your feet, kind of giving yourself a little massage. So maybe you want to walk over there on tiptoes. Maybe you want to go on your heels. Allow yourself just a few moments of going off balance, like it's okay. Maybe you want to go on the sides of your feet. Just kind of massaging through those toes. Great. And we're going to go into a sun salutation, but let's begin by doing a nice mountain pose. So what is your mountain pose? Ideally you want your toes touching and your heels slightly apart. If that doesn't work for you, that's really uncomfortable, you can do legs hip width distance. But either way, we're spreading the toes, we're kind of getting as much contact with the floor as we can. We're going to engage those ankles, backs of the knees, little micro bend if you need. Engaging these glutes, drawing the tummy in towards the spine, chest open, shoulders back. Neck nice and long, palms open. And you can have a little smile. This is your mountain pose, grounded and tall. And at any point during your practice, you can come back to your mountain pose if you go off balance or you need a bit of a break. Just come back to your mountain. So from here, let's inhale, take our arms up towards the ceiling. Let's exhale, swan dive, take the nose to the knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping back into your plank, your chaturanga. Now bring your knees down straight away if you need to. Either way, we're taking that weight slightly forward over the wrists. In whichever position you're in, you're squeezing your glutes. Great. And then we're going to take our knees down if they haven't already gone down. Taking the elbows, keeping them in towards the body, chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Let's just hold this up dog for a moment. So you've got choices. You can keep your whole body down, giving yourself more support. Keep the elbows in towards the body. Or we're lifting tops of the feet to bring those legs off. Lovely. We're tucking the toes. We're exhaling into a down dog. So just play around in your down dog. Find what down dog is good for you. Ideally, we're looking for our hands to be shoulder width apart. Looking at your feet, just check that they are hip width distance. The heels are pressing towards the floor. Spreading the toes, spreading those fingers. Great, you can engage those glutes, squeeze them. Take the gaze towards the belly button. You're going to inhale, take your gaze towards your hands, step your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up, arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Just reset yourself. Toes touching, heels slightly apart or hip width distance. Engage the glutes, shoulders back, neck nice and long. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Plant the hands. This time you can step or jump back into your plank. Knees down if you need to. Chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Again, be your own yoga master. Check your hands, check your feet. Are they hip width distance? Are my fingers spread? If your knuckles are coming up, see if you can press those knuckles in towards the floor. Gaze towards your belly button. Beautiful. Inhale. Take your gaze towards your hands. Step or bunny hop. Your feet towards your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale. Nose to knee. Inhale. Coming all the way up. Exhale. Release. Let's go for another one. Toes touching. Heels slightly apart. Inhale. Arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or jump back into your plank. Knees down if you need to. Chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Again, don't be afraid to make your corrections. Just move yourself into your optimum down dog. Spreading the toes, spreading the fingers. Keeping that breath flowing in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhaling, taking your gaze towards your hands, step or jump your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, release. Let's gonna go for a sun salutation B with some warrior poses. So again, just spend a few moments just gathering yourself into your mountain pose, your toes touching, heels slightly apart, shoulders back. Engage those glutes. This time we're going to inhale, exhale, bend. Inhale, chair pose. Beautiful, nice. Shoulders down, arms nice and long. Engage those glutes, beautiful. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Planting the hands, stepping or jumping back into your plank. Bring that weight slightly forward. Take those knees down straight away if you need to. Chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Let's step through with that right foot. Bring ourselves into warrior one. So let's just make our corrections. What is warrior one? This right knee, nice 90-degree bend. Lovely. This back foot, making sure it's pressing into the floor, it's not peeling up. Hips, bringing them around, squaring them towards that bent knee. And your bent, it doesn't have to be very wide, it can be very narrow if that works better for you. Arms up, shoulders down. Beautiful, really nice. Squeezing those glutes. We're going to open into warrior two. So yeah, really nice. You bring these hips open round towards the length of your mat. You can adjust your legs if you want to make them wider. Arms nice and long to the gaze towards the right fingertips. Just check that that knee is still nice, 90-degree bend. And let's reverse the warrior. So you're just taking that forearm towards the ceiling. Your hand, your left hand can be on your leg behind you, or it can come around the back in a bind. We're going to cartwheel the arms round, back onto the mat, step back into your plank, your chaturanga. Knees down if you need to, chest towards the mat, chin towards the mat. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Let's go on the opposite side, stepping through with that left leg. Warrior one. So again, let's just make our corrections. Your left knee, nice 90-degree bend. Right foot, pressing into the mat. Hips, drawing themselves round towards this bent knee. Arms up, shoulders down. Squeezing those glutes. Let's open into warrior two. Open these hips out now to the lengthways of your mat. Keeping this knee nice and 90-degree bend, arms long. Gaze towards the left fingertips. Squeeze those glutes. Let's reverse the warrior. So taking your gaze towards the left forearm, your hand can be on your leg behind you, or coming round the back into a little bind. We're going to cartwheel the arms around, back onto the mat, stepping back into your plank. Knees down if you need, chest down, chin down. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Again, make your adjustments as you need to in your down dog. Your hips, your feet are hip width distance, spreading your fingers. Keeping that breath flowing in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhaling, taking your gaze towards your hands, step or jump your feet towards your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale for a chair pose. Great, nice, well done. And then coming all the way up and release. Beautiful. Happy you've got a nice bit of blood pumping through your body now. Well done, that was great. So we're going to do a little palm tree balance. So for this one, you do need your toes touching and your heels slightly apart. Again, it's kind of re-engaging with that mountain pose. Engaging those glutes, tummy in towards the spine, chest open, shoulders back. And all we're going to do is bring our heels off the floor. So we end up on our toes. Now what we're going to try to do is bring those heels to touch. So they're not splaying out to the side. You're going to squeeze your bum cheeks, your glutes. And if you can, bringing your hands towards your heart center. Keeping those heels touching. You can bring your arms up and open. Squeezing those glutes, keeping the shoulders down. And you can stay here in this little balance, or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit this morning, you can close your eyes for a moment. Or take your gaze towards the ceiling. Don't be afraid if you need to come back down, to bring the heels down and then start again. Great. Keeping those shoulders down. Lovely. And then let's just bring those hands back through the heart center and then bring the heels down and have a little paddle, a little walk through those feet. Press the tops of your toes into the floor a little bit just to stretch out the back. Nice. And we're going to go into a nice little side stretch. So again, toes touching, heels slightly apart. Let's bring the arms up. So you've got choice. You can just cross your thumbs. You can cross the whole hands. You can have one finger up. Kind of whatever works for you. But you're bringing the shoulders down, not taking them up here, but bringing them down. Engaging those glutes. We're going to inhale, exhale, go over to one side, it doesn't matter which one. So we're not going towards the floor, we're trying to open it, almost as if it's slightly towards the ceiling, just a fraction. Keep breathing. Inhale, coming up, and then taking over to the other side. Squeezing those glutes. Again, try not to take the torso towards the floor. You're almost tiny fractionally opening it towards the ceiling, just a fraction. Coming out, releasing the hands. Great. We're going to take the feet just hip width distance. We're going to a nice little forward fold. So you've got your first finger and your middle finger. They're going to hook your big toe. So I'll show you from the side. We're just going to bend from the torso. We're going to hook those fingers around the big toe. And we're going to always keep our knees nice and bent to start with. And keep our chest and our belly in contact with the legs. So with the wrists, you want to make sure that they're not kind of trying to come towards each other like this. You're trying to open them out. Keep a nice roundedness in this arm. Now you can let the head go. Keep that head nice and relaxed. Keep the knees in a really deep bend, whatever you need to do to keep that contact. And then from here, with each out breath, you're just going to see if you can extend and lengthen those legs. But the important thing is you keep that contact with your body on your legs. So with each out breath, just see if you can lengthen. Releasing the toes, taking the palms of your hands and placing them underneath your feet, so it's like palm to sole. Same principle, you're keeping the knees nice and bent to begin with, head nice and heavy, give it a little nod. And then with each out breath, just see if you can lengthen the legs. Engage the glutes to see what difference that makes. Just give the head a little nod again to make sure you're not putting any tension in the neck. And just lengthening nice and gently. Just release the hands, bring the hands on the hips, and just slowly, nice deep bend, bring yourself back up to standing. Super. Nice. Let's take a Trikonasana. So nice wide pose, almost like we're going to warrior two. I'll mirror you. So we're going to take our right toes pointing at 12 o'clock, and the left toes are going to come around kind of in towards that foot. The hips are open, lengthways towards the mat, arms nice and long. Your legs are both straight. Just double check that your hips, your bum isn't kind of sticking out behind you, but you're tucking it underneath your body. Lovely. Take the gaze towards the right fingertips, and then reach, reach, reach towards that right side. Reach, 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 and then extend. Beautiful. So we're going to lift up out of the rib cage, so you're not collapsing, but you're lifting, so really squeezing those glutes. Taking the gaze towards the left fingertips. Just checking that the arm isn't falling behind you, but it's nice and stacked on top. Great, bringing yourself up. And let's just take that over to the other side. So taking the left toes now, pointing at 12 o'clock. The right one's coming in slightly. Hips nice and square on the lengthways of your mat. Checking that your bum isn't sticking out, that it's tucked underneath. Shoulders down, arms nice and long. Great. Taking the gaze towards the left fingertips. And then reach towards that side. Reach, 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 reach. And then extend. Opening out. Lifting up out of your ribcage. Great. Taking that gaze towards the right fingertips. See if you can keep that breath nice and light and easy in through the nose and out through the nose. Lovely. And then bringing that up. Great. Super. Let's just take a nice little balance into an eagle pose. So toes touching, heels slightly apart. I'll mirror you, arms long. We're going to bring the right arm underneath the left, and then the right leg up and over. Great. Keep trying to squeeze it all together. Bring the shoulders down, and we're just being mindful that we're not leaning forward, but we're sitting back, almost like we're sitting on a chair. Squeeze it all together, but keep breathing. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Coming up and release. Let's take it on the other side. Arms nice and long. Taking the left arm underneath the right and the left leg up and over. Bringing the shoulders down. Just being mindful if you're leaning forward. See if you can sit back into it. Spine nice and long. Squeeze and squeeze in. Squeeze in but breathe in. Great. Inhale, coming up and release. So we're just going to do a little kind of shoulder opening exercise now. So be really careful. You've got a good amount of space. Don't want to whack anything or whack the person next to you if you're with somebody. So we're going to have our feet hip width distance, nice and loose. So just give a little kind of bounce just to double check that you're not holding any tension in those knees. And we're just going to take one arm, doesn't matter which one you start with, and we're just going to rotate it back. You're going to use your breath. You can use the bounce in your knees, and you can keep this nice and slow and controlled. If you want to start to speed up, you can, but you're just keeping that sort of momentum in that arm, keeping the shoulder nice and loose. And then again, you don't have to go fast, you can keep them nice and slow. Just enjoy the freedom in that bouncing. Yeah. And then just letting that kind of come to a stillness, let it kind of swing back and forth a little bit. And you should feel a nice difference between the arm that's just been swinging and the one that hasn't. So let's even that out. Again, make sure you've got enough space and just start to rotate the other arm back. Again, you're keeping the knees nice and bent, nice and bouncy. Keeping the mouth closed. Keep that breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose as you swing that arm around. Loosening of that shoulder. Great. And then again, just allowing that to kind of swing to a stillness. And then we're going to do a little body swing. So you can just do your arms forward if you like, the two arms. But if you want to incorporate your body a little bit, you can. So you can swing your arms up, take your whole body down, and then swing it back up. It doesn't matter if you're not doing it exactly like me, but what you're just thinking about is just enjoying a kind of nice pendulum swing. Keeping the knees bent, you're keeping that tummy engaged, but you're just allowing that head to be nice and floppy as you swing down. Allowing that breath to be nice and fluid. And just do a couple more. And then just, again, allow those arms to swing to a stillness and just close your eyes and just enjoy that blood pumping through your body. Then we're going to bring ourselves to sitting, and we'll go through a vinyasa to get ourselves down there. So bring your toes together and heel slightly apart, make sure you've got enough room behind you. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, nose to knee. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back into your chaturanga, your plank. Knees down if you need, chest towards the floor, chin towards the floor. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Taking the gaze towards the hands. Step or jump your feet towards your hands and then bring yourself to sitting, legs out in front. So we're going to just focus on our seated mountain pose or staff. So similar to standing, we're going to be nice and grounded in the back of these legs, in the bum, lengthening in the spine, lengthening in the neck. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Hopefully they should feel nice and loose. Taking the toes up towards the ceiling. So we're kind of starting to engage these legs, pressing the backs of the knees into the floor. And we're going to inhale to the arms up. Exhale, reach forward. And we're just going to have a few kind of little play around with just inhaling, bringing the arms up, reaching forward, and then bring those arms back through and up again. And then let's just bring that to a stillness. So reaching as far forward as you can, but keep these glutes engaged. Wherever your arms reach, we're just going to relax over. So you can round your spine, keep your head nice and heavy. If you need to have your arms on your legs to help support this move, you can. If you can, grab your toes, you can grab your toes, help lengthen that spine if that feels good. Keep experimenting with engaging your glutes to see what difference that makes. And then just bring yourself up. And let's bring our feet together into a butterfly. So you can have, so you want the soles of your feet touching. And it's up to you really where you want the feet. The kind of exercise will feel different if your legs, your heels are close to your body or if they're further away. it just feels slightly different. So have a kind of little play around with a position that works for you. What we're going to do is we're just going to inhale, bring the knees in towards each other, and then exhale, take them down. So you've got options. You can use your hands to kind of help assist. You can have them on the side, you can have them behind you. Whichever option you're choosing, see if you can keep that nice lengthening in the spine, lengthening in the neck, shoulders relaxed. And then from here, we're just going to let the knees fall out to whatever natural position they fall out to. And then take your weight forward. Again, you're going to round the spine, let the head hang heavy, using your hands, your elbows, however you need to help support your weight. If you want to keep your hands on your feet, you can. Just allow your head to hang heavy. You're not trying to force your knees towards the floor, you're just letting gravity do the work. So breathing into any tightness. And then bringing yourself up. Let's take our arms behind us. And you've got two options. So you can keep it with your bum on the floor. What we're going to do is bring our knee down on the inside towards your foot, and then in the other direction. If you want to make it a little bit more kind of challenging, you can lift your bum off the floor, and then the same action, you're bringing this knee inwards down towards the floor, and then the opposite. But as I say, you can keep your bum on the floor, just use your hands as support, and just allow those knees to go towards the floor. Don't worry if they won't reach the floor completely. And then from here, you can keep the bum on the floor, or you can keep it nice and lifted. You're keeping those fingertips towards the bum, so they're pointing towards your heels. And we're lifting up. So we're lifting up in those hips. Kind of an upside down, like in a table. And then from here, you can just hold this for a few more breaths, or you can do a few little dips with the arms. Keeping that breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Squeezing those bum cheeks. And whatever you're doing, just bring yourself back down. You take the shoulders towards the ears. And then just let them go. And again, your shoulders towards your ears. And just let them go. One more time. And let them go. Great. Just do a few little rotations. Nice. We're going to bring ourselves onto our bellies. And we're just going to hold a little cobra position. So you'll bring your elbows right beside your body, your palms nice and flat. And we're just going to lift up. Ideally, what we're looking for is you engaging your glutes, but your hands can be free. So you're not putting too much pressure on them, but you're just opening just slightly in that chest. And if this feels too much on your lower back, just loosen it off a little bit. And you can stay here, or now if you like, you can use those hands to support you to open it up a little bit more. Again, if that feels like it's too much crunching in your lower back, just lower it down a little bit. Engage in those glutes. Really squeezing them to take the pressure off the lower back. And then wherever you are, just tucking back into a nice child pose or prayer position. You want to try and get your bum on your heels, you're lengthening in the arms, forehead towards the mat, or you're bringing your arms beside you. Whichever one feels good for you. Nice. And then just bringing yourself onto your backs, into semi-supine, as they like to call it. So you're bringing your feet flat on the floor, your knees pointing towards the ceiling, trying to get as much contact with the floor with your back as possible. Your neck nice and long, palms flat facing the floor. And your chin is almost tucking itself towards your chest. We're going to bring these hips up off the floor, so you can use the palms of your hands to help support you. Pressing your feet into the floor, raising the hips as high as they'll go. Squeezing those glutes, squeezing your pelvic floor muscle. Keeping the chin tucked in towards your chest. See if you can raise them a little bit higher. And allow your spine to peel back on the floor, vertebra by vertebra. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Great. We're going to go again. So raising those hips up towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or this time you can clasp together underneath. Pressing the feet into the floor for support. If you wanted to bring your hands underneath your lower back, you could do that. But keep that chin tucked in towards your chest. Squeezing those glutes, releasing the hands, and again, slowly pressing your spine back on the floor, making sure your hips are the last thing, slowly, slowly. Your little hips will rock from side to side if you need to. Now if wheel is in your practice, so doing like a full bridge wheel, if that's in your practice, you can go ahead and do that by bringing your hands beside your ears and lifting up into your wheel. Otherwise, if you want to do another bridge, same as before, you're lifting those hips off. You can bring your hands underneath your lower back, engaging those glutes, or if you can wheel, see if you can lengthen up in those arms. Again, in either position, you're pressing your feet into the floor, engaging the glutes. And then whichever position you're in, releasing the arms if you're in a clasp. And slowly bring yourself down again, vertebra by vertebra. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Little circles with the lower back if you need to. And then let's take our knees over to the left. Arms nice and long. Take your gaze towards the right. If you want to have your left hand on your leg to help give a bit more resistance on that one, you can, a bit more weight rather. And just breathing into that lower back, into this twist. Seeing if you can get that right shoulder to relax towards the floor. Great. Bringing those knees in, taking them over to the other side. Taking the gaze towards the left, lengthening that arm. Bringing the right hand, if you want, on top of that leg to help give a bit of weight. Again, just seeing if you can relax that left shoulder towards the floor. Breathing into the lower back. Super. And then bringing the knees in towards the chest. Taking the chin towards the knees. I'm going to squeeze everything. Bring the heels together. Tucking everything. Tight little ball. Tight, tight, tight. Squeeze everything. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release. I'm just going to release into your corpse pose, Shavasana. Your final pose of the session. So just now let everything go. Spread the legs, give the hips a little sort of shake from side to side just to release any more tension you've got there. You're going to release those glutes. Let the feet flop over. Open up those shoulders, spreading the arms. Again, kind of moving those arms out just to see if you can get as much contact on the floor with your shoulders and back. Relax the neck, let the belly go. Close your eyes and just enjoy the floor supporting you. And I'm just going to read a few words of wisdom from this morning from Deepak Chopra. Replace fear-motivated behavior with love-motivated behavior. Fear is the product of memory, which swells in the past. Remembering what hurt us before, we direct our energies toward making certain that an old hurt will not repeat itself. But trying to impose the past on the present will never wipe out the threat of being hurt. That happens only when you find the security of your own being, which is love. Motivated by the truth inside you, you can face any threat because your inner strength is invaluable to fear. Ready, just start to bring some awareness back into your body. Giving the fingers and the toes a little wriggle. Circling the wrists and the ankles. If you want, take your arms above your head, give yourself a really big stretch. And then slowly take yourself over to one side. And keeping your eyes closed, in your own time, just bring yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position. And let's together from the corners of our homes. Inhale, bring our arms up towards the ceiling. Palms together. Exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And again, inhaling the arms up. Palms together. Exhale, bring them down towards your heart center. And one more time. Inhaling. Bringing the palms together. Exhale, let them rest at your heart center. And we'll close our class on 3 Oms, followed by Shanti. So you can join in the mantra or you can just listen. Inhaling. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And when you're ready, ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much. Welcome to anyone that was new. Very nice to have you on board with the yoga session this morning. So welcome, hope you enjoyed. And as always, thank you to those people that have been joining my classes over this lockdown period. So if you are able to donate for the session, you can do that via the website, which is www.yogawithmariagray.com. And there you can also join the mailing list and find out about future classes that we've got. We also do have meditation sessions. So I look forward to hopefully seeing you over the coming weeks in the next sessions. So I wish you a lovely lockdown weekend. Thank you again, and Namaste.